Welcome to Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James coming to you live from Uyo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. House of Representatives Committee on Works bags more seats for women. Governor Moino empowers 1,076 persons with 400 million naira grant in Ekert Federal Constituency. Plus, dozens of migrants die in boats capsized off Yemen. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in just a moment. Good morning and thank you for joining us. First in the news this morning is from the Green Chambers, where the chairman, House of Representative Committee on Works, Akin Alabi, has advocated for more Nigerian women participation in politics. Alabi, while speaking with newsmen on women's participation in politics at an event in Ibadan, said that the percentage of women's representation at the House of Representatives and the Senate is significantly low, calling for a constitutional amendment to bridge the gap. Speaking further, Alabi disclosed that he would support a constitutional amendment currently at the public hearing stage, which he said would create more seats for women in Parliament, stressing that giving more opportunities to women to be on the ballot would pave the way for more options on voting for quality women during political representation. Away from that, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a new chancery building for the Embassy of Nigeria in Algiers, marking a historic milestone as the embassy has operated from rented premises for decades. In a statement by the minister's media aide, Al-Qasim Abdul Qadir, the project comes nearly 3 years after Nigeria secured the necessary construction permit from Algerian authorities, noting that the new chancery, designed with eco-friendly architecture, enhanced security and modern facilities, is part of the ministry's broader diplomatic reform agenda aimed at improving service delivery and working conditions for Nigerian foreign service staff abroad. Speaking at the event, step towards modernizing Nigeria's diplomatic infrastructure and projecting a more robust image internationally. Meanwhile, Tuga held high-level talks with his Algerian counterpart, Ahmed Attaf, where both ministers reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening Nigeria-Algeria relations and discussed strategic interests, including the revitalization of the Nigeria-Algeria Binational Commission, regional cooperation, and advancing African priorities on global stage. In the meantime, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo has urged critics of the reconstruction of Terminal 1 of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, to educate themselves on global costs of building modern airports before questioning the project's value. In a post on his official X handle, Keyamo explained that the Federal Executive Council (FEC) approved the terminal's comprehensive overhaul after a thorough review by the Bureau of Public Procurement (BPP). He further stated that the Terminal 1, commissioned in 1979 under the Obasanjo-led military regime, has long outlived its design capacity and now suffers from severe wear and overcrowding. Keyamo also announced the expansion of Terminal 2, which includes the enlargement of aircraft apron, the construction of independent ring roads for arrivals and departure, and the addition of a connecting bridge to the upper departure levels to fix previous design flaws. On electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has called for stronger collaborations among all stakeholders to combat electoral fraud in future elections across the country. The resident electoral commissioner in Osun State, Mutun Agbeboke, made the call while speaking with journalists, questioning the roles played by other stakeholders during elections and lamented the increasing violence before and on election day. The REC urged key players to wake up to their responsibilities and do what is necessary for the advancement of Nigeria's democracy, calling on stakeholders to take the lead in voter education and enlighten the public on electoral progress. In another development, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has restated his vow to serve only one term of 4 years if elected president. He insisted that effective leadership is defined by impact, not time spent in office. In a statement posted via his X handle, Obi referenced global figures such as Abraham Lincoln, John Kennedy, and Nelson Mandela, noting that each led with principle and left enduring legacies despite short tenures. Obi further said that his commitment was not a political gimmick, rather a decision rooted in conviction and supported by his record of service in Anambra State, where he said he fulfilled clear and measurable promises without diversion. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino has disbursed over 400 million naira to 1,076 beneficiaries with farm, trade, and speaking at the event which took place at the Senator by Eket Stadium, Eket local government area, the governor said 268 constituents were successfully selected to benefit from the Rice Farmers Grant, 549 for the Rice Traders Grant, 239 for the Rice Equipment Support Scheme, while 8 benefited from the 5 million naira MSME grant and 12 benefited from the cars and minibuses. He said the empowerment is for every qualified Akwa Ibomite duly registered with the Arise Empowerment Portal, stressing that it is not tailored to favor any political party. The governor used the opportunity to restate his relationship with his political father, Udom Emmanuel, stressing that there is no issue between them. The governor enumerated the different projects in the federal constituency at different stages of completion and assured to do more for the constituency and state in general. Responding to demands by Eket stakeholders on the beach and Eket Kwa River hotels, Governor No said the government was searching for investors but urged the host communities to maintain peace and welcome investors. On the Kwa River Hotel, he said as soon as the lingering legal issues are settled, the government will commence work accordingly. Also speaking on the issue of Stop Greek Forest, he urged the concerned communities to exercise restraint and caution, saying that a committee that will be chaired by him, with the Deputy Governor, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Attorney General and 2 members each from the concerned communities as members will be inaugurated to lay the issue to rest. According to him, the government will not allow any unapproved building or shanties in the Stop Creek and would not hesitate to pull down any of such structure. The governor also used the occasion to call on those in government to create impact within the communities and appreciated one Ayara Johnson, a Ward PA, for his contributions to his community and promoted him from Ward PA to personal assistant. Presenting a neat document which was accompanied by numerous gift items, Ambassador Assam Assam appreciated the governor for delivering on his campaign promises and assured of continued support of the people from the area. Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that all the speakers, including Nkwisong Frank Achibong, who spoke on behalf of the commissioners from the area, Senator Helena Swene for Women, Ndwesien Essien, I beg your pardon, Ndwesi Essien and Basi Dan Abia Jr., all appreciated the governor for his numerous development initiatives and strides in their respective domains and assured of continued support beyond 2027. We move now to Africa, where alerts have been issued for the province of Sidi Kassem, Sidi Slimani, and Seta and Makarash. Alerts are also in place for Monglei, Jacob, Laranche, Kuizana, and Tata as heat wave scourges Morocco with temperature topping 45 Celsius. The Meteorology Directorate has urged residents to take necessary precautions during the intense heat. On a foreign scene, at least 68 migrants have died after a boat with about 157 people on board sank off the coast of Yemen in bad weather. The Yemen chief for the International Organization for Migration, IOM, Abdul Sattar Exof, said the vessel capsized off the Yemen's southern province of Abiyan. He said 12 people had been rescued, but dozens were unaccounted for, according to him. Most of the victims were believed to be Ethiopian, adding that the boat was on a dangerous route in the vast coastal area often used by people smugglers. He also emphasized the importance of strengthening legal safeguards for migrants to prevent them from being exploited by smugglers. Still on the foreign scene, 6 more people have reportedly died of starvation or malnutrition in Gaza over the past 24 hours. The new deaths have raised the toll of those dying to 175 people, including 93 children, since the war began. Meanwhile, its health ministry has said that Israel has allowed a delivery of fuel to the enclave in the thrust of a humanitarian disaster after almost 2 years of war. Still to come in the news. The Tigers beat Mali to win 5th consecutive 2024 Afro-Basket title. Stay tuned for details of this in just a moment. Many thanks for staying tuned. On our business news, President Bola Tinubu has waded into the growing concerns over the possible suspension of funding for key road infrastructure projects being executed under the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited tax credit scheme. In a decisive disruption their stakeholders' fears, the President issued firm directives to ensure continuity of the scheme and the timely release of payment to contractors. His intervention comes amid mounting apprehension from contractors and state governments over delayed disbursement, which had threatened to stall ongoing projects critical to nation's economic connectivity and logistics network. Speaking during a high-level engagement held in Abuja with the affected contractors, the Minister of Works, David Umani, relayed the President's message, reaffirming the administration's unwavering commitment to infrastructure development. The minister, in a statement issued by the director, praised in public relations Mohammed Ahmed, assured stakeholders of continuous funding and guaranteed that no project would be abandoned. Still in business, the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy has denied report alleging that Minister Adegboyegan Oyetola awarded a multi-billion naira contract for the Barrow Inland Port project, insisting the claims are entirely false and misleading. In a statement, the Minister's Special Advisor on Media and Communications, Dr. Bolaji Akin-Ola, emphasized that no such contract was awarded under the current administration. He explained that the Barrow Port project predates the Oyetola-led ministry and that any assertion to the contrary are inaccurate and should be regarded as misinformation. Akin-Ola clarified further that while the project remains of national interest, the current administration has not initiated any new contract related to Barrow Port. On our health news, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare has launched the Maternal and Neonatal Mortality Reduction Innovation Initiative in Nasarawa State. The move is aimed at tackling maternal and child mortality in vulnerable communities across the 13 local government areas of the state. Reports say MAMI utilizes a sector-wide approach to implement interventions focusing on key areas such as improving access to skilled birth attendants, enhancing community engagement, increasing health facility utilization, strengthening primary health care services, and improving referral systems, among others. Speaking at the close of a 5-day implementation design workshop for MAMI in Lafia, the Deputy Director, SWAP Coordination Office Abuja, Omaruyin Iyawen, noted that the project's strategic framework would help in addressing identified delays that contribute to maternal death, including delays in seeking care and reaching facilities. Still in health, the Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, has placed its members on red alert for a possible nationwide strike if the federal government fails to honor critical agreements reached within the union, especially on salary adjustment and arrears. In a communique issued at the end of the series of meetings held between July 30 and August 1, 2025, the JOHESU National Chairman, Kabari Minjebri, said and also warned that it may be forced to embark on industrial action if the demands are not met within the stipulated timelines agreed at the meeting. JOHESU said it would give the federal government until the end of the agreed timelines from the tripartite meeting to meet its demands, including payment of the 7-month CONHES arrears in August. It warned that if the government fails to deliver, the union's expanded National Executive Council may align with the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress to declare a trade dispute in accordance with the Trade Dispute Act. JOHESU also warned that it would no longer tolerate the violation of Section 25 of the Trade Unions Act, which limits negotiations to the union's executive committee. We move now to sports, where Nigeria's Tigers have won a 5th consecutive women's AfroBasket title following a 78-64 victory over Mali. Rene Rakama's side extended their unbeaten streak at the women's AfroBasket tournament to 29 games. This is the 7th time Nigeria has lifted the trophy and has also qualified for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup, which will be hosted by Germany. The Tigers dominated the first quarter, edging out the Malians 26-21, and the second quarter Both teams fought hard, which ended 41-41. The Tigers, however, showed their supremacy in the third quarter, prevailing 61-56 and claimed the title with a 78-64 victory. Still in sport, Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek became the latest seed to fall at the Canadian Open as she suffered a surprise defeat by Clara Tauson in the fourth round. Denmark's Tauson, ranked 19th, avenged her fourth-round loss to Swiatek at the Wimbledon with a 7-6, 7-1, 6-3 victory over the second seed in Montreal. Swiatek's exit comes after top seed Coco Gauff, two-time defending champions Jessica Pegula, and fourth seed Mira Andreeva were all knocked out. Tauson will face Australian Open champion Madison Keys in the quarterfinals after the American served 2 match point en route to a 4-6, 6-3, 7-5 win over Czech Karolina Muchova. On entertainment news, the season 10 housemates of Big Brother Naija are all safe from the eviction, as Biggie stated that the nominations were fake. Recall that Biggie had asked all housemates to name 2 people up for possible evictions, resulting in all the housemates being up for eviction. However, the housemates are all safe for another week before they stand for possible eviction. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James. Enjoy the rest of your day and thank you for watching.